Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43. It's the Tier 8 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Abbey, and this one is under the command of PurplePlayersLoveArty. Now we know that this is actually the M40 because the barrel extends over the front of the vehicle, and that's 155mm, which is the same as on the M12. So that makes it an M40, and one of these actually saw service during World War II. One of them, and also the M43, and they saw extensive service in Korea as well. Okay, quite a few M40s are actually then converted into M43s later on in their life to enable them to have the 8-inch howitzer and do even more damage. Now you can see there that Purple Players was aiming the other side of the Abbey Road, and we can see some destruction going on, so we know somebody's on their way. Rounds out. Well, he managed to place the shell near the GSOR and the STA-2, but unfortunately didn't get any damage off either of them. I think it was mainly down to the fact that we only have one tank in the on that road, the LT-432, and he is actually a platoon mate. Because PurplePlayersLoveArty is now in this game with Mercenary 99. I think that's Praktika, or is it Prak? Trying to read the name. It's the player in the LT-432 for that matter, actually. I think it's Prakt. Okay, well, this time round he managed to get a hit on the Hawk 30, and usefully he got some stun assists immediately afterwards as well. And that may have been down to the fact that LT-432's in that village. He's spotting the enemy tanks. Now we're going to SMVCC 67. The standard reload with the 155mm round is actually a lot lower than in the 8-inch howitzer. It's about 22 seconds. I haven't got the exact figure in front of me. Yeah, it's showing 600 alpha, 39mm of pen, 490 meters per second, so about the same for every Arty, and a damage radius of 7.2 meters. Okay, 25.8 seconds, so the standard reload is probably around the 30 seconds mark. But it is basically almost the same as the M12 when it comes to reload times. Okay, a bunch of enemy tanks up there at the far end. Trying to get a solution, but he's getting a red line all the time, and that means there's something obstructing the field of fire leading to that target. This is one of the reasons why he was actually reversing up against the wall of the map there. That's why sometimes it's actually beneficial to go over to somewhere like K2 or K3 to shoot up that side of the map, because you not only get great angles on the enemy tanks that are on the river road, you can actually hit the enemy tanks who are trying to come along the west side of the map at the same time. The rocks tend to get in the way when you're trying to shoot on the from the center of the map towards the west. Okay, from this position we're still getting red lines, but on that 4502 we did actually get a green line momentarily. There you can see it. Well, we can't see the tanks that are supposedly there. And again, it's getting no angles. And that's one of the reasons why sometimes you don't get enough damage on the enemy. There is some enemy to the north. We could aim at those, and there's the FV207 right up near the enemy cap area. Rounds out. Direct hit wipes him out. Nicely timed shot that. He must have been spotted. Oh, unfortunately, Practice. Actually, we found his name now. It's Practice. He just got wiped out. He was the one who spotted the FV207, but he got taken out by a Rhine Metal Borsig Waffenträger who was at the enemy cap area. Now we can get this shot in. Unfortunately, they've moved a fair bit forward, but he did hit the VK, and he did pick up some damage off that one. He managed to get 289 off the VK and 41 hit points off the VK4502, who was directly alongside him. But unfortunately now the west side of the map has been conquered by the enemy team. We've got no tanks over there at all. They're all dead. And we're actually 3 tanks down on the enemy at the moment, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to lose the game. Well, unfortunately, I think he accidentally fired that one as he was turning around. Sometimes happens, you press the button by mistake and you fire off a shell. But the good news is that this particular Arty does have more rounds than you normally get in the 8-inch howitzers. So at least there's that benefit. The 8-inch howitzer has only 16 rounds. And if I remember correctly, this one has 30. So it actually does have a bit more. Now, aiming towards the spotting bush or the tank destroy bush. Doesn't appear to have received any hit there, but there's a possibility they did hit the target. And, oh, the enemy just lost their T-34-3 to our Shrek. And that was a long-range shot. Or was it? It was actually from the other side of the cap, not from a long-range shot. Okay, on this side of the map, we're looking to try and get a shot into a Scorpion, who was last seen up there. And we're hearing the rumble from enemy Arty, yes, and we now know where the enemy Arty is. They're right in the top corner, somewhere in A1 or A2. They might have moved into B2, but they appear to be in that corner of the map, and I had the feeling that they saw the tracer coming from PurplePlayersLoveArty because he wasn't relocating, so they managed to work out where he was. Most of our team is now located either on the river road or defending the cap area. Oh, that was a kill! He just wiped out the Lynx 6x6. I think that was a blind kill. Let's have a quick look at that one. Yes, we run the replay again. You can see he actually aimed towards the shelf, the spotting area, where the enemy tanks normally go. And if the light tank sits up there, it's very difficult to see them. He fired a round in, and yes, got the Lynx 6x6, who was actually in residence, spotting our guys for the enemy team. And that's probably where the enemy Arty actually did manage to get a shot on us, simply because he could see where we were from that Lynx 6x6, or either the Lynx 6x6 saw the tracer coming out from this corner and decided to fire. You can still see shells coming in from that M40, M43, even after the Lynx was killed. Okay, we've got a 4502A. That's the same one we hit before. Trying to line up a shot. Rounds out. That's better. 205. A non-penetrating shot on this Arty would be around about the 200 to 300 hit point mark. So we've got the GW Tiger P on this side. Now he's capable of carrying the 21cm gun, but I think he's actually carrying the 17cm one instead. Well, still only one tank down. I think I can see he's got the 17cm there. And Purple Players is, well, he keeps moving about to fool the M40, M43 on the enemy team as to where he is. But we can see now the enemy Borsig Waffenträger has actually made his way all the way down from the north and is now sitting next to the rock. And we have got a solution from this position here. But if we do fire, we're not going to get a direct hit, but we will hit the VK. And that's a good direct hit, but it's only 19 hit points, but it stuns him, and it also stuns the enemy VK. Oh, in fact, the enemy is taking a lot of damage. Not just the VK, sorry, the Borsig as well at the same time. And the enemy did lose their Borsig. He poked his head around the other side of the rock, and our GSOR took him out. Okay, so we're going again. No splash from that one, but you notice how PurplePlayersLoveArty is hugging the rock. You can also see that our Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger also attracted attention from the enemy Arty. We're one up on the enemy now, so they are at a disadvantage. It might be possible to actually get somebody further up north. Our EPR's spotting at the moment in the middle of the map. Now, it would be useful for him to find out where the enemy Arty is. I think there's an enemy Arty right in the far corner of the map. somewhere around A2, and I think if he goes up there, he'd be able to find it. But unfortunately, the enemy GSOR just took out our EBR 75 FL10, so that's annoying. So that's equalized the score. And there's the enemy VK again, poking out from behind the rock, and he is a one-shot. So you only need to land a round on him, and he should expire. Might even be worth loading the extra HE. It's got 3 shells of it. If he was to put the extra XP in, even though he'd get no stun, he would certainly do more damage if he can land the shell near enough. That's the enemy Arty firing again. And unfortunately, this time round, we lost SU-130 PM to the M40, M43. Of course, they've got no armor, and if they do get spotted, they're a prime target for the enemy Arty. And now we're 1 down. Of course, the enemy team only has 1 Arty. We've got 2, and the VK keeps poking out round the rock. And I think he's making a move, so it might be worth our while focusing in that direction. The enemy Star 2 suddenly appeared, and that shell unfortunately missed. We need to get into cover, but the enemy has gone. The Star 2 taken out by the GSOR. Our GW Tiger P fires another round in that direction, and the VK fired back, and oh, we just got hit by the M40, M43, and there's the kill. The VK's gone down, and now we're 1 up on the enemy again. It might be a good idea to get the hell out of here, because if the enemy Arty's zeroing in on this position, it's better not to be here, and better to find a new spot to fire from. Now, we know there's a GSOR in the Abbey area, and he might be there, so he's going to have another go. Fire into that. Oh, he just got the Scorpion! He didn't hit the GSOR, but he took out the enemy Scorpion with that shot. And we don't know how much damage he did, but we've no idea, because it just said he killed the Scorpion because it was a blind kill. But that's a tremendously useful, and it could have been a one-shot if the Scorpion didn't have any loss of health. It's possible if he got an ammo rack, but more than likely the Scorpion did have some loss of health, and that was enough to take him out. Okay, so he fires the round in, but then moves immediately, and you can see the enemy Arty is actually up on the west side of the map on the hill, and I think the UDIS saw that tracer as well. So rather than move any further, PurplePlayersLoveArty has decided he's going to stay here and wait for the others to spot, and they found the M40, M43 for us. Just starting in. This could be a kill. Oh, just missed, but he did get the stun assist. Okay, we're trying to get down into this little dip here. It's going to be difficult for that M40, M43 to get any shots from now on, because he's not going to be able to expose himself to any fires. So if he comes out from behind the rock, he's in trouble. The only thing we've got to worry about that GSOR. We don't know where he is, and he might snipe from the Abbey grounds. And there's the kill. The UDIS got him in the rear when he tried to pull out. Now, just got to worry about that GSOR, because we'd be a one-shot for the GSOR if he fired at us. There's only 2 enemies left, the Borsig and the GSOR. And that was the hooter for the last 2 minutes of the game. I can see what PurplePlayersLoveArty is thinking here. The strategy is to head straight up the west side of the map towards the enemy camp area, and if the GSOR 1008 on our team gets to spot the enemy, he can then take them out from the side of the map. The GSOR's been found. Oh, and he's been killed. Our GSOR was waiting for him, and he poked his head and got taken out. In fact, actually, he was in the Abbey grounds directly behind the enemy GSOR. So the thing is, PurplePlayersLoveArty was actually at risk of being killed at any moment. Didn't know it, but didn't get spotted, thankfully. Okay, well, that's the last minute. There's only one enemy left. It's the Borsig. And I think everybody's now rushing to the enemy cap as quickly as they can. Hoping that they'll find the Borsig. And they have found the Borsig. Now, we got a shot. Just about. But he's about to go into cover. Rounds out. Oh, big hit. 606. That's a penetrating shot. The Borsig took that one. We've only got 25 seconds left. Our Borsig's closing in. The Udis is closing in. And that shot from Purple Players may have actually sorted it out, because if he's low on hit points now, the Udis might get him with one round. And the Borsig, our Borsig's in sight. He can see him. 5 seconds left. Oh, the Borsig takes him out. And the clock ticks out. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the first class tanker for PurplePlayersLoveArty in the M40, M43. In fact, it wasn't just any first class, it was his first class in this vehicle. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9, and he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate from that battle was 3,636, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at the team scores and see where he came. Well, on this one, he was actually third from the top on his own team, and he beat all but one on the enemy team. And the enemy team tank was the M40, M43 on their team. So he was getting just slightly more hit points than Purple Players did. The high scorer in the game was the GSOR 1008, who got 3,138 hit points, but sadly that wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he didn't get a high caliber. The next highest was the one of the Italian tank destroyers. I think it was the SMV CC56, or was it 50? The next one up, because he got 2,991, and the next one after that was the M40, M43 on the enemy team with 2,726, followed by Purple Players with 2,536. Okay, and if we look at the number of kills, we can see that the top spot was actually shared by the GSOR 1008 Purple Players with his M40, M43, and the Borsig on the enemy team, who also had 3 kills. And when it came to base XP, it was the GSOR did the best with 917. 912 went to the M40, M43 of Purple Players, and 869 to the EBR 75 FL10. He fired 20 rounds in that game, got 8 direct hits on the enemy and 4 penetrations. Let's have a quick look and see if we can work out which ones actually got pens on. I would have thought the M40, M43, no, he didn't get a pen on that, but he did get a pen on the Borsig. We know that for certain, because he did a big hit there. He did pen the Lynx, actually, the one he fired, blind fired into that lookout area, and he went straight through him and wiped him out. Did he pen the Scorpion? No, he didn't pen the Scorpion, and he actually had lost some hit points already. But the FV207 right at the other end of the map, yes, he did get penned as he was trying to move to a different position, and that shell actually hit him and took him out. So we can see that, yes, it was actually the Hawk as well he managed to kill, or not kill, but he hit him, blind hit him, and actually got a penetrating shot on him as well. So there's the 4 penetrating shots. The Hawk was a pen, the Lynx was a pen, the Borsig was a pen, and the FV207 was a pen. Let's have a look at the rest of them. Well, he got 10 splashes as well, 2,536 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits by way of splash. Both of them came from the M40, M43, because the 207 got wiped out fairly early in the game. But that guy seemed to be quite good, because he was getting accurate shots. He worked out the general area, but I think he was having difficulty trying to work out precisely where the enemy Arty was, because the GW Tiger did not move that much during the game, and yet he failed to spot his position. He did spot Purple Players, though, because Purple Players was shooting from the pass, and I think he knew there's only a few spots that you can fire on from there to actually get shots in that direction. He damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 3, 841 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. On a free-to-play account, earned 25,399 credits for the battle, 12,700 from personal reserves bonus, and also that came to a total of 38,099 credits. But after resupply of ammunition and the repair and consumables, it was a small loss for only 1,354 credits. 912 base XP, 456 from personal reserve bonus, and took away 1,368 experience points altogether. He said, never give up. Well, that's actually a very good thing to do. Never give up in a game like this. Even if you've fired all your shells, you can still be useful to your team. But if you've lost all your teammates, and even if the enemy's bearing down on you, you can still ram them and get some more hit points off them somehow. You never know, you might actually kill the enemy tank. That's happened more than once, especially to me as well, where the enemy tank thinks, he's got an easy kill. But it turns out it's not an easy kill, because he's actually facing an Arty that's much heavier than him, and he gets rammed and taken out of the game, even though he thought he could just ram kill us instead. So, good game by Purple Players, right down to the last second as well. That Borsig waited an awful long time to dial in on the enemy Borsig, but he put the shell where it counted, and they won the game. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.